Welcome to the OffGrid AI ToolKit Command Center. So I'm just going to go through what a typical workflow would be using the Command Center. So first off, it always starts with a prompt, right? Or a question or a query or a research topic. So I'm just going to go, you'll notice over here, we can go to ready-made prompts. That's going to open up a whole screen of like probably almost 1,000 of them. But here's just a couple quick ones that we can just choose from right here. Here we go. Explain the rule of threes in survival situations. So when I send this, and let me just point this out really quick, I can choose any of the top models, right? So we've done our research. I use AI every day. So the top models out today are ChatGPT 5.2, Claude Sonnet 4.6, Gemini 3.1 Pro, and Grok 4.1. Now, obviously, these always update, and as they update, we update our program. But as of right now, the day that this video, these are the top ones. Now, you're going to notice Command Console. That's what this is all about. The Command Console is going to get answers from all of them, and then they're going to grade each other anonymously, and you're going to get the best answer. Let me hit send. So while it's analyzing these right now, let me explain a little bit further. What I've noticed and my team have noticed is all AI has different strengths, right? So Gemini, which we've called Ranger, it's really good at researching and planning, and then we've noticed like Grok is really good at creative solutions or kind of thinking outside the box, and Claude is really good at nuance and it picks up details and it's a little bit more like safety conscious. And so here we go. So they've all provided their answer with their strengths, and now they're running an anonymous peer review. So right now they're all grading each other's answers, including their own answer, but they don't even know it's their own answer that they're grading. It's all just going through anonymously. So they're all, it's called a border grade, right? So they're all grading it. And this takes out bias. This fact checks the answer. There's a whole lot of reasons why this is very powerful. And then in the end, what you're going to get is you're going to get the best possible answer. Like you could have gone and got four different answers from four different AIs, and all of them would have had strengths, right? Well, in this way, you have all those strengths embedded in one answer. And so right now, I can tell it was a moderate consensus. So what this means is it was close. So let's see how the grading went and who won and why. I hit see deliberation, and we can tell that Gemini won this one, right? With a vote of 20, a score of 20. ChatGPT wasn't far behind. Claude would have came in third, and then Ranger would have came in fourth. But what's so great about this is there's going to be stuff in this answer that Ranger contributed, right? So at the very end, even though there's one chairman selected, it's a consensus of all the best parts of every one of the answers. So I'm going to hit close. I'll just point out something really quick up here at the top. So as you can tell, it comes out in dark mode. It kind of matches the rest of your dashboard. If you want, you can click paper. I kind of like doing this. It's easier for me to read. It's more like a document, and it's going to remember what your choice was the next time you use the program. And then you can copy and paste this, you can export it, you can do whatever you want. Like you own this document after you make it. Let's go back to dark mode just for the video. And then down here, there's another one. So this is one of the strong value points of this program. We have an article, but what would really help this article out would be a corresponding visual. So let's create one. I click create visual. We have the other AI in the background. It's going to read this whole kind of like article. It's going to determine what the best prompt is going to be, and we're going to hit generate image. So there's not something that you can see with this prompt. It's something I'll point out though, is the way that we have the instructions set up is to, I hate to say bypass security measures, but there's certain security measures on, like, say, here's an example. So say nano banana. We were trying to create an image one time, a diagram of a small snare to trap small animals, right? It refused to create it. And so, but if you word it right, which I was unable to come up with the correct words because I don't know the exact instructions that Gemini or that nano banana had that I had to bypass. Guess who does know? AI. And so AI is able to write that prompt where you will get that image. Maybe it says for educational purposes or whatever. But here we go. Here's our image. So we have our survival, our rule of threes. Now we have this great graphic to go with it. I can click download right here. It's going to download it as a ping. I'm going to send it to chat. So here we are. So now we have the article and we have the image. So what's the next step? There's a few things. We're going to hit save to knowledge base right here. This is the normal workflow. Or you can hit save to knowledge base up here. Let's just click this one. It's kind of within, it's like very intuitive. And then we're going to select, we'll just do emergency plans. I can print this. I can save this as a PDF. I can export. I can share. I can do whatever I want with it. You own this document. After you create this document, you own it. Do what you want. But let's save it. And we're going to save it to the actual OffGrid AI ToolKit. That's another video on what that is. We're going to say emergency plans. We're going to select this folder. We're going to give permission to save it there. And then now when I go to my OffGrid AI ToolKit, which by the way, this is offline models. This is on flash drive. This is your kind of like, this is your kit. This is so you always have access to this, regardless if you have internet or not. I'm going to sort of reload the page. I think we put this in emergency plans. We did. There it is. Explain the rule of threes in survival situations. So now we have that whole document that we just created, and we also have the image to go with it. And now we can print it from here. We can save an offline copy from here. There's all kinds of stuff we can do with it. But that was a quick overview. I hope that helped. And if you want to learn more, go to offgridAIToolkit.com.